everybody. This is Richard Francois with the Astound Yourself Dating Show. Oh, excuse me. I was doing that voice a little earlier and I forgot to switch gears. Good evening, everyone. This is Richard Francois, your dating strategist, and we are here with another episode of the Astound Yourself Dating Show. Tonight, we have a special surprise for you, a reintroduction of someone familiar. Stick around. Hello again, everybody. Richard Francois here, your dating strategist. We are here today with my illustrious co-hostess who is going to join us. And she is coming up now. Elaine Saunders, are you in the house? There she is.
I'm right here.
Face. Elaine Saunders, the intuitive matchmaker.
Hello.
Today we're doing something special. Today we're going to have Elaine talk about who she is, how she got to be a matchmaker, and something special that we're collaborating on. Isn't that right, Elaine?
That's the plan, Richard.
Stan.
I
feel
know.
so dirty calling by the wrong name.
That's what happens sometimes.
My goodness. Fellas, do not allow this to happen. Your business partner must call you by the right name. The name is Sir.
Sir Richard.
There you go. Elaine Saunders. So I'm excited because we are going to talk about, many of our viewers are familiar with you because some of them are your clients, some of them are your friends, some of them have seen us for some time now, but many of them don't know how you got started. We're going to talk about that today, how you got started, what brought you to being an intuitive matchmaker, and eventually we're going to talk about the special offer we've got for everybody. So let's get right into it. We have a lot to cover.
Okay.
And Wayne starts off saying he's been called worse than Sir. I'm sure you have, Wayne. Thanks for watching the show. Elaine, tell us how you got started as a matchmaker.
So I got started in this business. It was, quite frankly, I got into this business because of spite. I did. I got in because I wanted to spite my ex-husband. So,
really? Do tell.
There's nothing like a good spite story.
Spiting the ex-husband. That's the way to start.
Huh. Yeah. He and I were breaking up, and at the time, he secured the rights to a Together dating service franchise, and I thought it was going to be a magnificent family business when he got a hold of this franchise, and I thought I was going to get trained by corporate to be a matchmaker, and we were going to have this great life together in Las Vegas. We relocated from another state. But as it turned out, he didn't want me to have any part of that business. He hired an 18-year-old who he thought would be much more proficient at business, and proceeded to get involved with her somehow. I don't know what the attraction was, quite frankly, but evidently he saw fit to proceed with that relationship and business endeavor. So I got involved in the matchmaking business, quite frankly, by spite. I saw an ad in the newspaper for his competitor, Great Expectations Dating. They were hiring, and I said, this competitor's hiring. Maybe I'll go work for them. So I just, on a whim, a spite whim, I took a chance to go work for the competitor, and turned out to be a decision of a lifetime. I really did really, really well for them. I made a ton of money for them and with them. I loved the business, did really well at it, and we obliterated the competition, so to speak, which was my goal in taking that job.
The competition, i.e. your husband franchise.
Well, I told the hiring manager that was my goal. I said, hire me. Let's blow away your competition. And he said, sound like a plan. And that's what we did.
There you go. There you go. So business hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Nope. So that's how I got involved. And
so dare I say we have the 18-year-old to thank for us working together today?
Yeah. She's old now, too.
She's older, I suppose.
That's how long I've been doing this.
That an 18-year-old is old today, huh? Well, what does that make us?
Yeah, it happens to all of us, honey. Sorry. Yeah,
But if
so
she's
he's
old, I
been in
mean,
business
what am
that
I?
long.
I still feel young.
You
I
know
did
what's
2 push-ups
ironic?
today.
Huh? Say
If
what?
she's
I'm
old, what
sorry.
does that? If she's old, what does that make us? I mean, I did 2 push-ups today. I don't feel old.
You did. You did.
Err.
That's pretty good. So I walked back and forth to my car several times to go somewhere. That was good. So no, it was
Oh,
awesome. No, but all
excellent.
seriousness, I was motivated. They really, at the time, they looked at my resume and said I was overqualified. My background was in insurance and financial planning. I mean, I did some sales work, but I had no no experience of being in business by myself or on my own. And they thought it was a little hokey that I wanted to go into business with the competitor of my ex-husband. So, but I really convinced them to take a chance, and it worked out well. So I
Excellent.
was
You got a
motivated. I
big
was
why.
really motivated. I wanted to see what the business was all about. From the time he was getting the license for his business, I had a curiosity about it and really wanted to learn about the business. I said, it sounds like a phenomenally fun, interesting business. I want to do this. I really, really was disappointed. He shut me out of everything. But I was disappointed he shut me out of the business. I wanted to learn about it. And so I said, well, if he won't give me a chance, maybe Great Expectations will. And they did. And it turned out to be a really great match. I did
All
really
right.
well.
Well, let's move on to the next part of the story. This is very interesting. So, then you realize you had a knack for matchmaking. How did
Oh,
that come about?
well, this was a corporate store that I worked for, and they had 50 locations nationwide. So corporate tends to track everything. They track how many people join the service, how many people stick with the service, how many people profess to have met somebody and go on a holding pattern because they've met someone. They track how many people would get married. Back then, they considered a success story when somebody got married. Today, that's
Okay.
not really a big indication because so many people forego getting married these days. But back then, marriage was still a thing people did more often than not. So we
So
saw a
what's the
big
what's the metric today for success? When somebody takes you to the Bahamas?
today getting past a first date. That's today's standard. Back
Wow,
then, you
that's a
had to
high
make it to
bar.
the altar. Yeah. No,
That's a
it's
high
not that
bar. I
bad.
mean, a whole first date, huh?
Yeah, if you can get to like a third, fourth, or fifth, then you're in.
You're pretty
You've
much
hit the
married.
lottery. Yeah, it's like yeah, it's like hitting the Mega Millions. But in
Wow.
all seriousness, that's how we tracked a success story. And so after working there several years, they saw the uptick, the trend, and our office went from bottom of the barrel to highly successful with the success stories, and the numbers went up, and we just saw what was different. There's some of the things that I implemented to make the numbers increase. So it was hard to deny that I had a knack for encouraging people to kind of take the plunge and try the service out. I had a knack to, or a way of encouraging people to take a chance on an intangible, non-guaranteed opportunity to meet somebody, um, by making a pretty sizable investment in a service that had no guarantee attached to it other than you're going to increase your odds of meeting someone special who's as motivated as you are. And so that was pretty special. I had the enthusiasm to encourage people to do that. So we did very well. Our office went from the redheaded stepchild of the company to one of the top producers. Our team, we created a really nice team in Vegas.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
congratulations on that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
when you discovered your
Our
knack and you move for yourself.
yeah, our wedding album went from this to that in no time. It just, the
Nice.
pictures started. Couples would come in to get their pictures done, and we had a lot to brag about. So it was nice.
That's fantastic.
It was
Do
good.
you still
Yeah, it
have
was
that
good.
album?
I have a lot of pictures. I don't have that particular album. That was company property. So, but I do have,
It's already been
scraps.
destroyed. Wow.
Yeah, I have
Wow.
this. But since I went independent, I have all my couples, my, independently. But
Wow. Excellent.
yeah.
So let's go to our next question. And how did we know that you were married before, and
Yeah,
your soulmate, as you've described him many times, you were married and was a lovely, lovely man. He was
yeah.
great to you, great with you. So how did the loss of your husband impact your career as a matchmaker? Tony, yes?
Yes, Tony. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I worked with Tony at Great Expectations. So early on in my career in the dating service world, he was the gentleman who hired me, and we fell in love, and we worked for 10 years together for that company, Great Expectations. And so oftentimes we talked about the business and what worked and what didn't work, and how much it really meant to us that we were doing something to help people find or create a relationship that was like ours, that we were so stupid happy with each other, so ridiculously happy together, that we thought it was a gift. We were a gift to each other from God, and that our careers, our job was a gift that God gave us to help others achieve the same gift, to find the same level of joy on earth that could only be found through a relationship with another person like the one we had. So when he passed, I just made it my it's my kind of my ministry, my goal, my it's what I continue to want to do for people. If I never meet another person or have another relationship quite the same, as long as I could help others to achieve that. And I meet tons of people my age who've never had that type of relationship, and I see it
Yeah.
happening. And it takes a little bit of doing. You have to be in a place to meet somebody to do that. If you're in your home, worried about COVID 24/7 and never connect with anybody, it's never going to happen. So that's part of, what I do, is to help people look for ways to connect, help them connect. And I do it
So,
I do it in memory of my late husband. That's so that, even though he's not here, his spirit somehow, his heart, his love, it's he's still here. When every time I
yeah.
connect somebody, Tony has a hand on that.
Wow, that's really wonderful.
Yeah, that's
And
how I feel
just to
about
be
it.
clear for anybody who's watching and may be confused, we're talking about a different person, not the person that Elaine went into business to spite. She went into There was somebody who said you can't do that. She said I'll show you, and then she got hired by somebody else who became her husband and
Right.
helped her show this other
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
So you want to be guy number two if you're ever gonna be part of a story like that. Be guy number two.
Right. Yeah. I'm a passionate person, and it could go either way. The kind where I'm squashing you into the ground, or the kind where I'm uplifting you up to heaven. Which one do you want to be? Play nice. Anyway.
I'm really interested in hearing your take on this because many people who are single, Elaine, talk about online dating, and we hear some positive stories for sure, but we also hear a lot of stories where people describe it as a nightmare, a zoo, um, a shit
Yeah.
show. People like
Yeah.
really have all kinds
Yeah.
of colorful words for describing the dating scene today. As a professional matchmaker, what's your take on the online dating culture today?
Oh boy, I think I have notes. Where are my notes? Oh,
Oh,
online
so you took
dating
notes,
culture
huh?
today. I could write a book.
When? Let's do it. Write a book.
Write a book. Oh well, I've come to the conclusion that online dating, for the most part, what it has done, it's created a feeling for most people that relationships, that people, that human beings are in essence easily replaced, easily easily stepped over and onto the next thing. The whole physical the whole physical aspect of swiping, this whole, like, you're doing this, It's physically, spiritually, emotionally going like this. You're overlooking someone, you're moving on from someone, you're not giving them any substance, you're not investing anything in them, you're not, it's the whole concept of online dating has delegated relationships to the lowest denominator of value. And it's really hard to fight that feeling and to go against it and to rise above it if you're engaging in that culture of dating. It really is. It's conditioning you to treat dating and people and relationships just like that. Like pulling out a
Like
Kleenex out
merchandise.
of a box and tossing it away, and pulling another Kleenex out of a box and tossing it away. And it's, to me, very heartbreaking. And I think that's
Hey,
why people are struggling.
I like this analogy, Elaine, of the Kleenex out of the box, because one thing that can happen with the box of Kleenex is if all you're doing is taking out Kleenex, you may think you have an endless supply. And then one day you take out the last one and you look and like, wait, there's no more Kleenex in there. And that's also part of dating. One day that fountain of endless potential mates
Hmm.
dries up.
Right,
And you're holding out for the best person, the right person, someone better, and your options dwindle over time.
right.
Options dwindle over time, and you empty out that box of Kleenex. And it's like, okay, well, that's it. That's it.
Well, it's just kind of finding in your heart that that other person, people are people, they have a heart, they have a soul, they have more depth to them. But then again, people are not sharing who they are either. They're so scared, they're afraid, they're terrified of sharing. They've been traumatized by the last relationship they've been in, so they're holding back. They're saying, I'll never do that again. I'll never love like that again. I'll never trust like that again. So it's, everybody's in a big fat stupid country about it. It's hard. It's hard. It's not an easy, it's not easy. It's not for sissies. Love is not for sissies.
Not for the faint of heart, not for sissies.
No, no. People who love,
So,
they're putting it out there. And it's, you got to find two people who are willing to put it out there at the same time without
so
letting.
one of the solutions, and sorry, I'm going to
No,
interrupt you.
it's
One of
okay.
the
No, no,
solutions
it's
could
fine.
be to hire you, Elaine, or hire a matchmaker. Why would somebody do that? Hire you or hire a matchmaker versus continuing to swipe or just throwing their hands and saying, I'm just going to get a dog.
So why not just get a dog or a cat?
Why not
Hire
just get a
me.
dog or cat
I
and just
love
say, I'm
dogs
done
and
with the
cats.
dating
They're
thing?
awesome. Love pets.
Why hire a matchmaker? Why hire Elaine Saunders?
Well, me personally, I'm worth my weight in gold, and I'm no lightweight. So aside from that aside, there's a few reasons why. If you hire a matchmaker, they're going to guarantee that you're going to meet people. If you go online, you could dilly dally all day and send messages, and you don't know if you're talking and chatting away with somebody whose pictures are older than dirt, if they're even a male or a female, if they're really in a relationship or married or separated, or who knows if they live where they say
Wait,
they live.
are you saying those Nigerian princes are not really princes?
Sometimes they're not.
Oh no, dukes
And
maybe?
then they want your money to help, bail them out of their. I read
Oh
somewhere
wow,
today somebody was telling a woman his goats were starting to die and get sick, and he needed money for the vet for the goats that were dying.
oh wow.
I'm not laughing at dying goats, forgive me.
Of
I
course
would
you are.
never
You're so
laugh at
bad.
dying goats.
You're so Elaine. You're so bad.
I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Oh, I need a sip of water with that one.
so, so he told you. Dying goats. I've not heard that one before. That's good because everybody's
The dying
eating
goat
goats in
excuse.
yoga now. So God forbid a goat should
I need
die.
some money for
So,
my dying goats, man. Can you send me an Amazon gift card?
so did you ask him for his PayPal?
No.
All right, we need to stop. Or maybe not.
Oh my god.
So,
So why
so
hardly? Because I'm a laugh a minute. I am a laugh a
that's
minute.
what
I
I
am
think.
not a
Yeah.
boring matchmaker. And you don't want a boring matchmaker.
Oh no.
Hell no. Because she'll come up with boring dates. You don't want that.
And, and you
Um,
vet your clients. You make sure none of them have dying goats, right?
no. None of my men have dying goats. I
There you go.
screen I screen them out. They have
Perfect.
dying animals out. So
Out.
no, but seriously, I do meet with my clients face to face. During COVID, I did go do a little zooming. I still could do a little zooming. Um, for the women, I make sure the guys are not going to be breathing down your neck and being weird and
We make sure the guys are
soliciting you.
taller.
Tall, did you say?
Yes, so they don't breathe down their neck, Elaine. You're killing the game.
Oh, I thought you were discriminating against my friend Danny DeVito or something.
Oh no, I'm not at all. See, women discriminate against DeVito. Actually, DeVito's got a lot of money. So, did you know that with every $100,000 you make, you get an inch taller?
Is that a true thing? On
With every $100,000 you make, you become an
that an
inch taller.
inch taller
Danny DeVito's probably 9
perceptionally
feet tall.
perception
Oh, absolutely. You also get
it's an
handsome.
absolute.
So you probably Danny DeVito is probably like 9 feet tall right now.
Wayne, that's a watermelon candle. Wayne wants to know what's in the scented candle.
A
So
watermelon candle.
yeah, that's my favorite. I'm a watermelon girl. What
Oh,
screening
what
do you do
screening do you do to protect men from gold diggers? That's a great
It's a
question, Wayne.
great
Do you have time to
question.
go over this,
Yeah,
Elaine? How do you
yes, I
protect
do.
those? How do you protect the men of New Hampshire who are rolling in the dough from gold diggers of Boston?
It's a good question. I spend time interviewing both men and women. I have the same questions. I spend a good amount of time getting my finger on their pulse. Basically, you go to the doctor, they're going to check you out up and down to get a feeling for what ails you. I have a good sense of what's going on in a person's head based on their questions, what they ask me. I had an appointment recently with a gentleman, and I could tell within an hour where and what his priorities were all at, you know. Um, and
Well,
then
were
I
they?
make
Also, you don't need to tell us.
the conversation, if it's focused in on if she's going to wear high heels or not, if that's the priority, then I kind of get a read on where the guy's priorities are at. I mean, there was
You asked
nothing
to know
about the
if they wear
woman's
high heels or not.
personality. Huh?
You asked whether they wear high heels or not. That was his priority.
That basically was the priority. Personality don't matter. Gold digger, that didn't even matter. In fact, there was a sense of bragging about the money. So, that was a different dating service.
He was bragging about the money, but he
Yeah.
wanted somebody who was not a gold digger but wore high heels.
No, he didn't care if they were a gold digger, as long as they
Oh,
had
he
the
didn't
right
care.
looks. Yeah, didn't
Ah, I
care.
see. So he was looking for that.
This
That's
person,
what
yes. This person
you
didn't
don't
care
need
as
a
long as they looked, as long as they had the right looks. And
you don't
so,
need a matchmaker for that.
exactly. So, to answer that question, I have a good sense of what a person is looking for and whether or not it fits in my world of what it is that I help people look for, which is somebody who's relationship minded, who's has their heart in the right place, who's not solely focused in on physical, financial, or some other highly selfish reason to connect with another person. It can't be all about what's in it for me. They have to be coming into this that not only what's in it for me, but I am looking to meet somebody whom I can give as well. And
So
I'm
no
prepared to do
recreational
that.
mining and no players, no booty calling. That's not who your clientele is.
Correct.
So who is your clientele? Who do you like to match? What are some of the qualities? Give us one good quality a man needs to have to potentially qualify as your client, and a woman as well. One good quality each, because our time is short.
Well, typically, and I saw a little bit up here, if I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Um, Wayne mentions blah, 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 blah. Okay, no, that's not what he's talking about. I thought he wrote a little bit about um, a different type of lifestyle. Well, today you'll hear about ethical non-monogamy, right?
Yeah.
Or open relationships,
Hmm.
things of that nature. People that are married and seek relationships or side sex partners or something like that, or
Hmm.
casual sex. So that's something that I don't indulge people in that type of sought after partners. I work with people that are looking for partners to build a life with in relationship, both in day-to-day life, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and exclusively. That's the goal. It may not be initially an exclusively monogamous long-term relationship, but the people I work with have a desire or a hope in meeting somebody who hopes to meet somebody with that goal. They're not looking to build a harem of women or men to see on a regular basis. They're not looking for one person to see on Monday and another person to see on Tuesday and another person to see on Wednesday and have multiple sex partners. That's not their goal. They're looking for one person to love and to cherish and to care for, and hopefully care for them for the long haul, if not till death do they part. In other words, a lot of them are marriage minded.
Okay.
Not
So there we
everybody's
have
marriage
it.
minded, because marriage does complicate things like personal possessions, assets, homes, things like that. When there's children involved from a prior marriage, most of my clients have been married already. They're mature. Their kids are older. So it gets hard when you marry and there's assets, etc. But that's a story for another day.
That's right. It
That's
complicates things.
yeah. That's
Good.
prenuptial agreements and legal estate planning, which is something I could guide people on where to go for that stuff. And they think they should if they do marry, maybe even if they don't, if they're going to stay together.
So now you all know one quality that Elaine is looking for, at least one quality from a man and from a woman that Elaine is looking for. If you're a man or a woman and you have at least that one quality, talk to Elaine and see if you have the other qualities, if Elaine can help you. Our time is almost up, Elaine. And I know we have something special we want to talk to everyone about. So let's talk about that. Um, uh, we know about the three-phase coaching program. Tell
Ah,
everybody how this came about and what it is. What is the three-phase coaching program and who is it for?
okay. So it's for people like most people I know who are kind of struggling with their dating situation. They might be, let's say they're either trying to date online, or maybe they've been in a long-term relationship for a few years and it didn't work out, and maybe they were in another relationship that lasted a few months and didn't work out, or they've had a series or string of dating and relationships and just nothing seems to be clicking. It seems like it's hard. It feels hard. They feel like they don't know what to do or say to make things work. And so we're offering a 3 phase, 3 weeks or 3 coaches, um, to help people get their lives on track as far as dating. And it's to meet with both myself and yourself, and also Ashley Wilson, who's a relationship coach or a life coach. So the
Yep.
first part. Yeah, the first part is meeting with Ashley, who's a life coach, and she'll help kind of, formulate what's going on in your life. But do you have any major obstacles that's literally getting in your way of dating in general? Like, are you like a workaholic and you don't have time to date? Do you have to get something that's like obviously like get your schedule together so that you can make time to meet new people? The second part is to meet with a dating strategist. That's you. Hello, that's you. And maybe you want to talk a little bit since you're here. Why should I talk about it? You say what you're going to do a little bit.
Fine, fine. I'll talk about it. So for me, what I'm going to do in that 1 week is just begin to give you, find out first of all, what are you looking to accomplish, and give you a taste of what a plan would look like with me. We can't accomplish everything you want in dating in a week, but my desire would be to get somebody going, to get somebody with enough movement that they can see where this might be headed, where to choose to work with me longer term. If that's all they want to do is work with me for 1 week, that's fine. They will get plenty, they will get enough to start moving along, but I'm good. So you might find yourself wanting to work with me more after we work for a week. And I start to open your eyes to some of the things that you might actually not realize.
Makes sense. And so after you meet with Richard, you'll have a chance to meet with me. We spend time going over how are you meeting people? What is it that you're doing? Or how is it that you're going to meet this elusive person that you're going to spend your life with? And so it's not necessarily about me becoming your matchmaker, although you might be a good fit for my services. If you're not a good fit for my services, and many aren't, I suggest ways of how you can become your own matchmaker. And so with some tips and some tricks and maybe some just advice or thoughts you've never thought about, just ways to increase your activity or your exposure. It's like being a house without a for sale sign in front of it. You might be the most eligible bachelor or bachelorette, but if people don't know you're available to date, you're going to stay single and on the market much longer than you need to be. So that's what the third part's all about. So to pull it all together, you have an opportunity to meet 3 dating professionals over the course of 3 weeks. It's a discounted price of $299 for our time, which is discounted down to what we would normally do for our sessions, each on an individual basis. And at the end of the 3 sessions, if you want to continue with one of us or none of us, that's fine. But at least you get 3 opportunities to get a perspective on your dating life with 3 professionals who could maybe just shed $1 million worth of advice on anything that might be standing in your way. Who knows? But
That's
it's a
right.
great
If you're watching this and you're somebody who loves food, and you go to a restaurant and you wonder what this platter is like or what this platter is like, but you don't want to commit to the whole thing. Well, this here is the sampler, baby. This is the sample. You get a little bit of each one to see which one tastes the best to your palate and has what you want and need. That's what this is. This is the sampler platter of dating help, advice, and support.
Very nice. That's a great way to put it, Richard. I like it.
I'm away with words sometimes, just sometimes.
Once
You all
in a
got
blue
lunch
moon.
tonight.
Doing good, doing good. All righty. Do
Um,
we have any questions or comments before we go that we would like to run down? Or
well, let's just let everybody know what to do from here. If they're interested in more information or they know they're ready to sign up for this, what do they do now?
oh, okay. So I have a link that they can go to. I think I gave it to Carla that we could put up for people or put in the comments somewhere.
Claudia
I gotta
says
look.
she wanted a reason to meet Richard.
I think I gave it. I don't know where it is. Let me look for it. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Thank you, Carla. I was looking for it.
Thank you, Carla. So there we go.
Now, for more information, if you'd like more information on it, you can
Click on
click
that
on that link and we'll send you more information. If you'd like to talk about it or just sign up for it, either way, you could use that link.
There we have it.
There you go.
There we have it. Boom. Well, that is our show for this week, everybody. If there's any topic about dating you'd like us to cover, if there's anything going on the dating scene you'd like us to discuss, or in relationships, sometimes celebrity relationships come up in the news, and if there's any questions you have about that, you want us to discuss something, let
I
us
want to
know. You
talk
can
about
shoot us a
J
private
Lo.
message.
I'm
What's
sorry.
JLo up to now? What'd she do?
Yeah, I want to talk about J Lo and Ben.
That's
Jennifer
old news. Who's
comes up
Bennifer?
again. Jennifer.
But really, we're here to help. If there's anything you'd like us to cover on the show, shoot us a private message. Let us know. We're always looking for ways to serve you, give you more content, and have more people watching this. So be sure to like the page. If you're watching in the shadows in secret, it's okay. This is nothing to be ashamed of. We'll give you something to be ashamed of later. But this isn't it. This is nothing to be ashamed of. Like the show, click on it, subscribe, follow us, and we'll see you next week with more good stuff. Have a good night, everybody. Bye, Elaine.
Bye. Take care.